You know, you hear stories or read about them in the paper, about people getting caught with pictures of children on their computers. You know, indecent ones of kids. Well, I was one of those kids. I know it was a while ago now, but it still feels weird talking about it. But I want to tell you, so you know what kids go through, so people understand how it starts and affects people. It started, I suppose, from when Uncle Roy and his family moved down from Sheffield. I'd not really had much to do with them till then. I'd see them at Christmas. But it's great now to have cousins Jack and Liam around. We do stuff together. You know, we go to the beach and stuff. Mum and Dad just started a business, so they spent a lot of time working. So Uncle Roy and Auntie Janet would have me around for tea, and we'd sleep sometimes. We'd get pizza, watch the DVD, you know, the usual stuff. It was good. Uncle Roy would start helping me with my homework, and so my mum and dad do it when they got, because they're working so much with the new business. I was doing well at school. Uncle Roy would be quite impressed with my work. He was good at the subjects I liked. Anyway, it was good for a while. All good. But then, without noticing, it all changed. When I was almost 9, Uncle Roy took me to the cinema. It was just me and him. I remember the day really clearly. That Saturday afternoon. Mum and Dad were working again, and all my cousins were ill. So they had to stay home with Auntie Janet. So rather than cancel, my Uncle Roy said we would just go on our own. Anyway, I was sitting next to him and we were watching the film, just like we'd done before so many times. Then he just suddenly put his hand in mine and held it. I remember thinking, I was a bit old for that. But I didn't want to move away, it wasn't a big deal. Then his hand moved up to the top of my leg. It's a really weird thing to do. Then he moved his hand up to my crotch and started squeezing me. I felt my stomach turn and tense up. I was thinking, oh my god, what's he doing? What should I do? I felt panic. Shaky. God. Even now, I can remember the scene in the film, the smell of the popcorn next to me, what I was wearing, everything. It's still really vivid in my mind. So anyway, after the film we left and went home just like normal. Uncle Whitney asked me about the film and told me all his favourite scenes, just like normal. It was really odd. Kind of unreal. Maybe I should have said something on my way home, or told my mum and dad as soon as I got home. But I didn't. Just didn't know how to say, didn't know what to do, didn't know how to say it. I think I just wanted to forget about it. And that's why it stayed a secret. It stayed a secret a long time. Even though it felt wrong and I dreaded it happening, Uncle Roy kept telling me it was normal. And it was because he liked me so much and that I'd been flirting with him. So I must like it. I suppose you were thinking, that does not make sense. But when I was 9 and scared and confused and ashamed, it kind of did all make sense. After all, he was the adult and I couldn't think of another reason why it could have happened. But it got worse and worse as time went on. It happened more and more often. I won't give you the details, but you can imagine what I mean. At the time I was in secondary school, I was a bit messed up. I started to get into trouble because my work wasn't good enough and I'd find it really hard to concentrate in the classroom. Exams and homework didn't seem important, not with all the other stuff going on. I would be worrying about the next time to see Uncle Roy. I'd try not to go around his house or not go out with him, but Mum and Dad wouldn't want me to. I'd try to think of excuses, but most of the time they didn't work, and the longer it went on, the harder it was to tell my Mum and Dad. Uncle Roy would sometimes take pictures of me. He'd tell me what to do and always told me to smile. I really didn't want to, but I'd smile anyway. He never told me what he did with these pictures, but I'd always be worried, what other people saw them, and if they saw me smiling like that, they'd think I was happy doing it. But this sort of stuff churned and churned around my head. But everyone carried on as normal. Yeah, it was a pretty crap time. By 15, my life was a real mess. I still hadn't been able to tell anyone. No one even seemed to notice. I had a few friends at school, but, I like to keep myself to myself. I don't like people know me too well. I spent a lot of time on my own in my bedroom. Anyway, one afternoon I was watching telly in my bedroom and I heard the doorbell go. After a while my mum came upstairs and sat in the bed with me. She looked really pale and shaking. She told me the police were downstairs and they'd arrested Uncle Roy for child pornography. My stomach turned over and I was nearly sick. I burst into tears and so did my mum. Anyway, Uncle Roy had been looking at pictures of children on the internet and the police traced him. I felt totally humiliated, that people had seen pictures of me. But I was also relieved. It was all over. My parents were both really upset. Upset for me and upset they did not notice what was happening to me. Things were really strange at home for a while. We didn't know how to be. We're getting back to normal now though. Talking about it does help. The police gave me a card about the Portsmouth Rape Crisis Service and said I could go there for counselling. It did not seem like my thing, but it's okay. It's good to talk about it and how it affects me so I can move on. So that's what's happened to me. I hope it was okay for you to hear about it. I think if everyone talked about stuff more, it might be easier for people to tell someone if it was happening to them.